speaking to some law enforcement sources, anonymous sources, I think that we probably need to pump the brakes on this, maybe for sure being political. It appears there were other folks on this list. It was 4 pages long that were not lawmakers. So it's not a list of lawmakers, it's a list of a lot of people that were on this manifesto list that was found inside the vehicle. Another thing that I've learned is that when he knocked on the doors this morning, you know, for the lawmakers that were impacted, he was wearing a mask, like an old man mask, you know, those rubber masks. So he didn't even look like himself. And then I do know that in Brooklyn Park, they found a lot of his stuff in a swamp. So like the taser, the bulletproof vests, some other gear was found in a swamp in Brooklyn Park. How he's getting around at this point is a mystery. Where he is, we don't know. That scene in Minneapolis, cleared.
Okay. And that's the one at 49th and Fremont. Correct. That we've been following. That is a cleared scene now. Yeah, supposedly he had property in that area, but that has been cleared. That scene has been cleared. They had a search warrant. It sounds like they executed that, but now that has been cleared. Okay, so we can move on from there. So a lot going on. I know there's a new location that they're looking at this point. So the Green Isle location, I'm told, is the address that is registered to, registered to the vehicle that was at the scene. And that is, you know, the suspect vehicle. So that is apparently his location. And this is a shot of Green Isle, just some cars, probably law enforcement vehicles. Area, yeah. It looks like, yeah, we've had the chopper up over, but I think that the chopper did have to move on from that area. That's all we can report at this time, but we don't have the chopper shot any longer. This is a staging area in Green Isle where we've seen law enforcement coming and going there. We know that at the home that we're talking about in Green Isle, there was a sheriff's vehicle that had been blocking that driveway. We saw about, what, 30-40 minutes ago, a couple of armored vehicles pulling in and stopping, but then there was no additional movement after that. Yeah, I mean, it's just it sort of just became more terrifying to me. Just learning that, you know, so many people were on this list. I thought maybe a one-page thing, you know, but 4 pages of people on this list. This manifesto, this hit list, whatever you want to call it. Not all of them were lawmakers. There were other people on this list, and I also learned that a short while ago, this suspect was also outside the home scene, outside the home of another. In this case, it was a lawmaker, another lawmaker, but a routine patrol of an officer that was just happened to be driving by spooked him off, and he ran. Oh my goodness. So thank goodness for our police forces. So just a lot going on. Yep, the place in Minneapolis is clear. They're still searching Brooklyn Park. Don't know if he's there or not there. Still looking for evidence, and as I said, they found a lot of his stuff in a swamp in Brooklyn Park. And then they are going to search the family home, or go to the family home, which I'll probably not say yet on air until we know a little bit more and get a little bit confirmed. So it doesn't sound like his family is in Green Isle. It's actually his home, is what I understand at this point. So a lot going on. And all of that, again, according to a law enforcement source. We'll get another update here at about 3:30, 4 o'clock. Not sure exactly who's going to give us that update, and not sure what they'll be telling us, but some interesting information there. And by interesting, I mean terrifying. Terrifying. Yeah, terrifying. We're just following this situation as we all kind of process the loss of Melissa Hortman and her husband, and then also the injuries to Senator Hoffman. At the same time, you know, looking for the suspect who did it. Just a lot to process as we get through the day. We've spoken to many lawmakers throughout the morning and throughout the afternoon here, who are also
feeling all kinds of emotions, I think, recognizing too their own vulnerability, not only for themselves, but for their family. But now we learned that it's really not even just lawmakers on this list. So it sounds like it's kind of all over the board as far as who's on it.
So one of the things that happened early on, one of the details here that is so important, and to your point, the work of law enforcement here that is so impressive, is that the initial call that came in just after about 2:30 to Champlin, to the home of Senator John Hoffman and his wife Yvette, as that was happening, Champlin police responded to that call. Also, Brooklyn Park went in to assist, and the sergeant who happened to be there also just thought, Melissa Hortman lives in my district, in my area. I know she's nearby. We should send someone, and they did. And they sent officers to the home, the Hortman home. And it was at that time that they were able to come in contact with this suspect. And we understand an exchange of gunfire. Again, as Tim pointed out earlier, we don't know if the suspect was injured or hit. We don't know any of that, but we know that there was that contact. And then just to think about the fact that they got there and were able to have that interaction and then find the manifesto.